Over the next 10 to 15 years, the Chinese government intends that something like 300 to 500 million of its citizens will move off the land into new urban environments, or to become migrants to existing urban environments. Now, that is a challenge that very few of us, I think, can imagine. We already, over the last couple of decades of reform, have seen anywhere from 150 to 250 million migrants already moving from the land to find work in the cities or in smaller towns scattered across China. And this is an enormous challenge, obviously, for Chinese policymakers. How can you ensure that these new urban environments are safe, they're clean, they're effective, and they meet the leadership's new goals of a more sustainable economic development pattern and one that is more environmentally sensitive? So there's a large debate taking place in China about how do you do this. Do you let them go to major metropolises, or do you try and make more functioning small cities in the Chinese countryside? This also has implications for a number of other major questions, not the least of which is how do you provide welfare to your citizens. Under reform, China has shifted from being a relatively equal country to one of the most unequal in the world. But it would appear to be the case that if China urbanizes successfully, those inequalities can be smoothed out, and also Chinese citizens can be provided with better public welfare and public goods to enhance the quality of their life. It also has major political dimensions to this question. Many people would argue that as a population becomes more urbanized, as it becomes more organized in the urban areas and incomes rise, there may be a greater push for if not democracy, at least more accountability from governments at all levels throughout China. So these are a number of the questions that this book looks at, which is edited together with Shahid Youssef from the World Bank. And it originates from a series of papers which were originally done as background for the Chinese government as it was preparing its new 5-year plan. And from that, we've selected what we think are a number of the key articles that look at the most important dimensions of urbanization in China, the scale of urbanization, how do you finance into urbanization, how do you get sufficient water for urbanization, and also how do you govern in a new urban environment.